everyone, and welcome back to Plus Ultra Pitching. In today's video, we're going to talk about how we can set yourself up for success, how we can help you stay nice and loose and relaxed from the very beginning of your pitch. So stick around if you want to learn more. All right, as promised, today we are talking about how we can keep our throwing arm nice and loose and relaxed for our entire pitch. I've noticed that a lot of girls, or I've noticed that a lot of pitchers, when I ask them to have this nice bent arm in Power K, if you missed our video about keeping your arm bent in Power K, click somewhere up here where I'm gonna link it for you, the importance of why we want it bent. And I've noticed that pitchers try to bend it mid-pitch. And that is very hard to do, because when you are in the middle of your pitch and momentum is just taking over, your brain is not going to be able to control your muscles in the way that you want it to. Meaning that if you are starting out and your arm is completely straight at the top part of your pitch, it's going to be really hard for you to not just keep it straight throughout the rest of your pitch. It's gonna be really hard for you to override your natural instinct and create that bend. So today, we're gonna go over some drills that I have done to help my pitchers get their bent elbow from the start, feel relaxed from the start, and achieve this bent elbow position in Power K more effortlessly. So let's get into it. The first drill we're gonna do today is what I call the net graze drill. What you're gonna do is you're gonna stand with your face right in front of a net. If you don't have a net, you can do this with a wall, don't worry. You can do this with anything, any obstacle right in front of you. And all I want you to practice doing with your legs in Power K position. So if you're a righty like me, take a small step forward with your left foot, balance on the tip of your big toe of your right foot, hips square to the net or the wall in front of you, and you're just gonna graze your right arm, the back of your right hand, sorry. You're gonna graze the back of your right hand, all of the fingers in hand, along the net as long as you possibly can. So it's not just up to eye level and then taking it off. See if you can graze along that net as long as you possibly can until the very tip of your fingers are touching, and then you can start pulling your elbow back. And look at this. Look at this amazing Power K position you end up in to snap the ball forward. If you do not have a relaxed elbow bend from the beginning, you're gonna end up punching straight forward towards that wall. Elbow is already straight, and you're gonna almost robotically and really stiffly move through your motion. So this first drill is just really feeling, you want to graze the back of your throwing hand lightly with the net, as lightly as possible for as long as possible. And it is okay, it is encouraged to keep a bend in this elbow to make that possible. Once you get to the top and you kind of look like Frankenstein, that is when you will then pull your elbow back to get into the bent Power K position. So do that several times. Feel how you want that to feel in your body. Feel how nice and loose you can keep your shoulder when you do that versus punching straight forward and bringing your arm up. And then we will progress to drill number 2. Drill number 2 is one of my favorites. We discussed this in a previous video where we talked about keeping our arm bent in Power K, which again, I'll link somewhere above here. We'll get in our Power K position, and we're gonna do an arm circle and pitch the ball. But first, before we actually pitch it, we're gonna pause. I want you to initiate your circle and imagine the net is not in front of you right now. Imagine the back of your hand is still gliding and grazing along that net. See if you can get that same feeling in your arm. And then let your arm drop back to Power K and pause. Feel how nice and loose and relaxed your shoulder can stay while we move through these. And then you can pitch. Once you've mastered that with pausing, let's see if we can make it one smooth, fluid motion. That way you can start feeling that same feeling as you get to full motion and you deliver the pitch to your catcher. So power K position, no steps or anything yet today. Practice grazing your hand along the back of your net ever so lightly and gently, nice and loose and relaxed, and then come through and pitch. And one thing I strongly encourage at this point is to move through the first part of your motion slowly. Think like 30 to 50% of your full speed is just feeling nice and loose and relaxed. Once you enter the bent elbow power K, let it rip. Just have fun. Throw it as hard as you can, but let the first half be slow, controlled, and loose and relaxed. Really integrate that feeling as part of your pitch, so you can start feeling the difference between keeping your arm bent and nice and loose and the power that comes from transitioning from that bent arm from the beginning of our pitch to our straight arm with the follow through. I hope that this has been helpful for you. If you made it this far in the video, do me a favor and comment the word net graze in the comment section below. It's one of my favorite drills and it has been really helpful, especially for my young pitchers, to feel the difference between punching the net and grazing the net up top. And one more quick thing. While you're doing drill number 2, where you're in power K and doing the circles with the ball and actually pitching, don't be afraid to start without a ball, go up to the net, and to do it feeling your arm on the net, then just take a couple steps back and try to get that same feeling. Couple steps back and try to get that same feeling. You don't have to go from on top of the net to full distance right away. You can just gradually move back until you're comfortable. I hope that you've enjoyed this so far. If you have, make sure you give this video a quick like and subscribe to our channel so you don't miss any of our videos. We also have a free newsletter at plusultrapitching.com where you can sign up to get some extra tips and tricks from yours truly. And as a quick summary before we sign out for today, when we start our pitch, it's best to start loose and relaxed, so that way the entire motion can be loose and relaxed. And one of the best ways I found to do that is to pretend the back of your throwing hand is grazing along a net right in front of your face for the first part of your pitch before you enter power K. All right, with that, I will see you all in the next video. Thank you so much for watching, and as always, plus ultra.